Hi all, welcome to the final whistle. Another match preview then. We take on 15th place Leeds United in the Premier League. The Leeds come to the KP after a defeat to Arsenal. Leicester are on the good form. Is it the last straw for manager Brendan Rodgers, who becomes very under pressure as the future looks very, how do I put it, unclear at the minute for Brendan. But yeah, we'll see. I'll be joined by Joe Wainman from the Just Joe football show. He'll be talking to me about the opposition, what to expect from Leeds. We'll talk about Jesse Marsch. We'll talk about Leeds this season so far. We'll go back to memorable games. We'll also talk about how things have changed from Marcelo Bielsa. Joe will give me an insight into that. So, guys, if you can, smash a like to the final whistle if you're watching on Facebook. Smash a like if you're watching on YouTube. I will get your comments on the screen. As always, hit that subscribe button on YouTube if you can. Really much appreciated. Hello to everybody who's watching so far. Remember, get your comments in. And, yeah, let's get a show on the road, shall we? And I'll see you in just a tick. Hi all, welcome to the final whistle. Really hope everyone's well. This one is a big game for Leicester City. It's supremacy. It's a who dares wins at the King Power Stadium Thursday night under the lights against Leeds United. It's one to maybe look out for. Can the Foxes go and perform in this one? Because this season looks very uncertain as Leicester are in the relegation zone. You don't really know what to expect from Leicester. We face the Leeds side who are on 9 points. They're in 15th place. Jesse Marsch hasn't really had the rub of the green in the last few games, but we'll talk with Joe about that. Let's get a few comments in. Before then, Leicester fan, hello. Dirty Leeds. Evening, Haley. How are you? Hello, Ollie. Leicester to win 2-1. Dakar with both. Rodgers gets another game. You're nice, Nick, after the prediction you predicted against Crystal Palace, pal. But let's get my guest in there, Mr. Joe Wainman. Joe, how are you, mate?
Good to see you, Jack. I'm doing good, mate, yeah? Looking forward to 3 points Thursday night, my friend.
You're well certain, aren't you?
Nah, I'm not, mate. I can't lie. I'm not really, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the game. No James Maddison, massive for us. Yeah, so yeah, no, I'm not confident because we play well against top teams and struggle against the bottom teams. Yeah, and you are now bottom side. How does that feel, bro?
That's the funny thing about it. We're holding you up at the minute, Joe. So you know,
yeah, you are, man.
It's not easy carrying all that weight around every week. But yeah, let's get on to Leicester versus Leeds then, Joe. Talk to me about thoughts on Leeds United's season so far then, mate. 15th place, 9 points. Are you happy considering of last season?
I wouldn't say I'm overly happy, Jack. No, I mean, we started the season well. We get a win against Wolves, which on reflection now doesn't look that great because they're really poor as well. We drew against Southampton after being 2-0, but then we beat Chelsea 3-0, battered them at Ellen Road, and it's like, oh, wow, this is it. This is Jesse Ball in full swing. And then, I know I've seen that, yeah. I'm from Yorkshire, so maybe that's what it is. But then, like I said, we've not won in 6, mate. We've not won in 6. Drew with Everton, got beat by Palace. I mean, we had a fantastic performance last time out against Arsenal, but
Old Keith Lemon.
Getting hammered, aren't I? Getting hammered.
I know.
I know, it's out of order. It's all right, because we'll repay them on Thursday when we hammer you, mate, so it's all good. No, but yeah, we played well against Arsenal, but when teams come and play, we invariably do well because we can catch people out with our counter press. Just depends what way Brendan Rodgers sets Leicester up as to whether we'll do good or not. But listen, as long as we stay away from that relegation zone and we've got you and Fulham up next, if we can get maximum points, then it keeps that space.
Yep.
Yeah.
Joe, what Leeds can we expect then? I mean, you've had a Leeds side who hasn't won in the last 4. You've then had
6.
Well, 6. I've looked at it in the last 4.
Okay.
Then you're looking at the Chelsea game and you're thinking, what a Leeds side, you know, the energy, the running and everything like that. Which side are we expecting, Joe, on Thursday night then, mate?
I wish I could tell you. Because I don't know myself, mate. I don't know myself. That's the problem. Against Chelsea and Arsenal, they're our 2 best performances. And they're against top sides. So like I said, when we're up against top sides, that will try to play out from the back. Our counter press will work really well, and therefore we'll be able to win the ball up high and create chances. However, when it's on us to break down like a low block, it'll be difficult for Leeds to do it. All depends on how Leicester set up. Do I think we should win the game? Yes. Am I confident? I just don't know which Leeds will turn up. If the Leeds that turned up against Arsenal is there on Thursday, we beat them. If not, then I don't know. We can't. I know this might sound mad because Leicester, for me, have still got a great squad. It's just gone tits up with the manager.
Pear-shaped.
It's mad to say it, but for me, we've got to be beating you with the form that you're in. You've only won one, and that was against Forest. And let's be honest, they're the whipping boys so far.
They were crap.
Yeah, it's no biggie, is it?
No. Joe, talk to me about the last game then, a 1-0 defeat to the Arsenal. Talk to me about the game, mate. Bamford had a goal ruled out. He had a penalty, he missed. Saka scores. And Arsenal grab all 3 points. How did Leeds perform in that one then?
Oh, we were brilliant, mate. I mean, I don't know how Arsenal managed to get a point, let alone all 3. We were the better side. Bamford missed so many chances. He's still yet to score this season. He's still coming back from his injury. So I'm hopeful that he finds the back of the net against Leicester, because I think for Bamford, it's very much a confidence player. Once one hits the back of the net, I fully expect a few to go in. So we were great last time out, but it doesn't count for nothing. We didn't get any points if we don't follow it up with a decent result against you. So I'll be more happy with that performance if we actually manage to beat you, because then it was worth something. If we get beat by you, then that Arsenal, regardless of how well we played, it doesn't matter because we didn't get any points, bro, you know?
Joe, what I want to ask you then, the fans have been asking it around Twitter and all that. When was the last time Patrick Bamford scored?
Oh, wow.
Because there was a stat the other day that he hadn't scored for so long.
Well, he was injured last season. Oh, it'll have been Brentford. Last season, he came off the bench. This is quite funny. He came off the bench, got a late equaliser, and then got injured celebrating the goal.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah. So I think it'd have been Brentford, which was back end of last season. Not the last game, the one at Ellen Road. I can't tell you the exact date. I might be wrong, though. Do you know?
No, I don't. I looked at the stat yesterday and then I forgot.
You asked me the question. You don't even know the answer to it, Jack.
You're a Leeds fan, though, so you should know. The thing is, though, Joe, Leicester are one of them teams, if a player hasn't scored for so long, that's always the game. I remember that. I remember the game, when was it? The one in COVID that we spoke about. Leeds were on a very bad run of form then, and then Bamford went and scored a banger.
Beauty, wasn't it? I mentioned that today in a video I did. I said, if I remember rightly, the last time we played Leicester at your place, he scored an absolute screamer, didn't he? So, more of the same. Yeah, 3-1 that game. Man. So, hopefully more of the same on Thursday, mate.
Thoughts on this man then, Mr. Jesse Marsch. Took over from Marcelo Bielsa, the Leeds god. Should we call Marcelo Bielsa a royalty in Leeds fans' eyes? Did well at Leeds, got him up from the Championship after so long being away from the Premier League. Jesse Marsch took over last season. after a long time with a season, not much to go. How has he done, Joe, as manager? And he's brought in a lot of players as well.
Yeah, I mean, the signings that he's brought in have been fantastic. They've been the best players this season. Mark Rocker, Tyler Adams, Brendan Aronson, Rasmus, Christensen. Like they've all been really, really great. The jury's still out though for me, Jack. I'm not his biggest fan. I don't enjoy the style of football. Like I say, when we play the top teams, then it looks really good and we cause all sorts of problems. It's when the onus is on us to go and break teams down, we struggle, because I'm not sure he's got the tactical nous to be able to come up with that sort of game plan. But maybe I'm being harsh. But listen, I'm not his biggest fan. I can't lie to you. I'm not going to sit here and say I am, just for for the sake of doing that. I'm not his biggest fan. The jury's massively still out, because, like I say, if we get beat by you and Fulham, then I'm not sure he'll make it past the World Cup, bro. Because at the end of the day, we need to stay in the division, and it's no wins in 6. That's quite a lot. There's quite a lot. So, yeah, jury's still out massively for me. I hope it goes well for him. What frustrates me is when people say, you don't like him, you just want him sacked. I wouldn't ever want a manager sacked, because for me, if you want that, then you want your team to lose. And I know this. Yeah, I know this. I know we've got a mutual friend that I know wants your team to lose so that your manager gets sacked. But I suppose in your situation, it's become a little bit untenable. It's become untenable, so I can understand that. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see, bro. We'll have to wait and see.
Jack, did you see Rodgers blaming the heat? Whatever next? I don't know. He might say Joe's bold. Joe's fault that Leicester lost. Who knows? Joe, give me your thoughts on Brendan Rodgers from the outside looking in then. I mean, it's not looking great for him at Leicester, is it? I know he won the FA Cup and the Community Shield, but results really haven't been what the owners expect at Leicester, and Rodgers isn't really... He's getting the pressure of him now, isn't he? He's clearly feeling the pressure. He's coming out with all these excuses. Does that say now that he knows the real pressure's on him and that he could potentially lose his job after this game if they don't pick up the points against Leeds?
Yeah, I mean, listen, if Jesse Marsch got sacked and Rodgers was on the market, I'd be all over him. I know, I can't lie, because he's still a top coach. It's just gone massively wrong at your place, hasn't it? Yeah, it's gone pear-shaped. I think he's not a bad coach. He's not a bad manager. For me, anyway. I think he's still got something, but like you say, it's just gone stale at Leicester. Really, really stale. But I do think he wants the sack. It's just
I said exactly that.
Yeah, of course he does. Like, I think
payout, isn't it?
Yeah, I heard him do an interview where he was like, "Oh, the board have got a decision to make," and it's like, why would you be even saying that if you wanted to stay in your job? For me, it's like he wants to be sacked, Jack, but he wants that cash. They should probably come to an agreement, the pair of them, the owner and him, and say, "Look, thank you, but move on."
I just feel with Brendan, looked at his time at Liverpool, 3 years at Liverpool, and then things went downhill for him, didn't they? They were saying that he's killing the club and all that. They ain't the Liverpool what they used to be. And Liverpool fans said this, at his time at Leicester, he'll last 3 years and then it'll go downhill. So it looks like that sort of time again where things ain't going right for him. He's now becoming frustrated. He doesn't want to be here. And he's just coming with the excuses now and throwing everybody under the bus, the fans, the board and all that. So what do you do with him? I mean, he's a bloke who loves a good notepad, write down and clapping his hands when teams score. You might see it against Leeds. But yeah, what do you do with a manager like that, Joe? Because, he's clearly not focused on the club, is he? He's clearly, his mind's elsewhere.
Yeah, of course. He wants gone, doesn't he? If we're being totally honest, he wants gone, mate. So, he wants gone. So I think at some point something's got to give. Something has to give. Could it be Leeds? Would Leeds be enough for him to get the sack? I'm still not sure, bro. I'm still not sure.
Where do you see both sides finishing then, Joe, this season? Be honest. Where did you have them both at the start of the season to where you want them to finish now?
So I actually did a prediction video and said that Leicester were in trouble. And the reason I said that is just because there seems to be money issues there.
Yeah.
And the fact that you have sold like Fofana and that's not really been replenished or put into the squad.
Yeah.
To be honest, did I think he'd get relegated before the season started? No. I mean, no, not at all. But I did say, I remember being asked, or I did the show actually on my channel, saying, like, what would be your shock of the season, like your surprise of the season? And I said it was Leicester City because I sort of got the sense that things weren't going well. But relegation, listen, if you change your manager and you bring someone else in, you'll climb up the table. It goes without saying. That's why I don't understand why there's not been a change. As for Leeds United, give me anywhere between 10th to 14th. I'm happy, bro. I'm happy.
Yeah, you guys stayed up last season. Rafinha scored that massive goal at Brentford.
Yeah.
How did it feel, Joe? Like, you know, you guys thought you was obviously going down in it at that point between you, Everton and all that. How did it feel, that weight really coming off your shoulders then after that Brentford game, to know that you was staying up in the Premier League?
Yeah, amazing, mate. Like on the last day as well against Brentford and the manner in which we did it. And Newcastle did us a favour as well. And I remember just watching all the games on the way in as well, bro. Like, there was Everton games, there was Burnley game. Burnley played Aston Villa. I remember Tyrone Mings saved one off the line. It was insane. So you just end up looking at everything in its full entirety, not just your games. You're then watching every single game anyway with, like, you know, supporting the other team like it's your team, if you know what I mean. So it was just a relief to stay in the Premier League, especially when they'd sacked Bielsa. I was still of the thinking would have stayed up with him, but he's a god to me, like you say. But there were others that said we had to sack him, and I understand that as well. But look, to stay up on the last day, it was amazing. What a feeling. But I don't want to ever have to go through that again. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather be mid-table, bored as you like, for a few seasons before we kick on. Yeah,
true. Guys, if you're watching, smash a like if you're enjoying the match preview so far. Subscribe to the channel. Go and hit up Joe on his channel. Joe, tell everyone quickly where they can find you firstly, mate.
The Just Joe Football Show. Just Joe Football Show. We do watch-alongs, previews, reviews, Premier League stuff, loads of content. I'll be having a Leicester preview out tomorrow, actually, in fact. So if you want to come over and check that out, please do. I'll be doing a watch-along for the game as well. So if you're stuck for something to do, then come over and check that. And no doubt see yourselves get beat. You know what I mean? Here's what it is.
Let's get on to the game then, Joe. Leicester versus Leeds. Let's firstly see some stats then. We all love a good stat. Games played, 127 games between the two sides. Leicester winning 45, drawing 34, losing 48. It's 128th game, Joe.
That's a stat in itself, isn't it, mate?
And you lot are leading.
There you go. It'll continue that way, I think, Jack.
Last 5 matches versus Leeds then. Leicester won 3, draw 1, lost 1. Let's have a look at some others. None of Leicester's last Premier League games, 10 of them, home games versus Leeds, have had a draw. The Foxes winning 6, losing 4. Interesting. Leeds have kept 1 clean sheet in their last 16 Premier League games versus Leicester. Their last clean sheet was in 2002 in a 2-0 win over the Foxes. Do you remember it, Joe?
Oh, I don't, mate. No. Jack, I remember. I don't remember yesterday, me, bro. When you said to me earlier memorable games, I went, oh my God. Like, I honestly, my memory is dead, man. All I can remember is Bamford's amazing strike. I had to look up what score it was. I just remember him scoring at the King Power. Was it last season or the season before?
No, last season. It was when we were in COVID.
There you go. You beat us last season, didn't you?
Yeah,
Jesse Marsch's first game, I think.
Let's talk about that, actually. The 1-0 win. Harvey Barnes scored.
Do you know what? I don't know what the stats are, but he always scores against us, Harvey Barnes.
That's what I'm going to ask you about Harvey Barnes now.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Talk to me about Harvey Barnes.
Listen, I really rate him. Yeah, I really, really rate Harvey Barnes. Top player. We nearly signed him in the Championship in Bielsa's first season. It was on his way to Leeds United, and then he changed and went to West Brom instead. And he did that. Yeah, he did that well, didn't he? You called him back in January, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a little bit gutted there anyway. So maybe he feels like he has a point to prove or something. I don't know. Maybe he got a bit of stick. I'm not too sure. But it was on his way to Leeds. He ended up going to West Brom. More fool him. He did really well, though, because I think West Brom beat us like 4-1, and he scored like 2 or 3 of them. So not even at Leicester, while he was at West Brom, he was scoring goals for fun against us as well in that short period he was there. So like the other day when I seen James Maddison was out, I was buzzing, but loads of Leeds fans were quick to remind me, listen, Harvey Barnes is the one. Harvey Barnes
scored that banger at Ellen Road after you scored the first goal.
Yeah. So I mean, he does worry me, and the right back we have, Rasmus Christensen, has had a few shaky moments, although the last 2 games he's been good against Zaha and Martinelli. But he'll have his work cut out against Barnes. Barnes is a top player. I really rate Harvey Barnes, and I would take him at Leeds United straight away.
Let's have a look at one last stat then, Joe. The Premier League, Leicester Leeds, 20 Premier League games, 9 wins, 9 defeats for the Foxes, 29 goals each.
Nice.
6 clean sheets for Leicester, 2 for Leeds. That's a close one, isn't it?
It is, and you know, with us only having that many clean sheets as well, I'm in my head, I'm thinking, right, okay, so Leicester probably are going to score on Thursday. so we've got to score at least 2. So hopefully Bamford shows up.
Oh, well, I hope not. Talk to me about team selection then, Joe. What's your starting 11, mate?
So I think it will be 4-2-3-1. Bamford will start this game if he's fit enough. That's the thing. He came off the bench last time out because he wasn't fit enough to play a full 90. I'm not sure if he will be. But in goal, it'll be Ilian Meslier. Right back will be Rasmus Christensen. It'll be Koch and Cooper at centre back, and potentially Pascal Struijk at left back. Although I believe Junior Firpo is going to get some minutes, so we might see him. The 2 midfielders will be Tyler Adams and Mark Rocker, who have been fantastic this season. So have a little look at them too. On the right, Brendan Aronson. On the left, actually, Brendan Aronson will he be centre? No, maybe he'll play Rodrigo. I hope he doesn't play Rodrigo. Right, okay. Left, Sinistera. Centre Aronson. Right, Harrison. And up top will be Patrick Bamford.
Okay.
Yeah.
Leicester then. Danny Ward's going to be in goal.
He's in my fantasy team, you know. He's in my fantasy team.
Yeah,
he's nice and cheap.
He's a championship goalkeeper, let's be honest.
If that, mate, it might be League One.
Well, quickly before I talk about Leicester's team selection, Joe, what was your thoughts on the Schmeichel situation and then Danny Ward becoming number 1? Because he hadn't really had many games, Danny Ward. He was injured in pre-season for Leicester. Was it a shock for you that Schmeichel left and that Danny Ward got the number 1 over Iverson?
I don't know much about Iverson, and, you know, didn't you buy Alex Smithies? This is another reason why I was like, something's not right. Yeah, something's not right at Leicester here. They've lost Schmeichel.
Where's he been all these years?
Yeah, exactly. This is what I mean. But do you know what? I'm not keen on Schmeichel anyway. I know you'll obviously love him and whatnot.
You had him at least, didn't you?
Yeah. And we used to sing
something about his dad.
Yeah, your dad's a
and then he ended up leaving.
Yeah, and he got in a bit mood, but it's only football chance, man. It's not real, is it? It's because obviously his dad played for Man United and we can't stand Man United. But he took that to heart. So we've never had a great relationship with him. Do I think he's a top goalkeeper? Yes. But apparently hasn't he fallen out at Nice? He's been benched at Nice, hasn't he?
I believe so. He put weight on as well, apparently.
There you go. So maybe I'd love to say you probably were good shot of him, but I don't think you were because Danny Ward's pretty bad, isn't he?
£5 million weren't bad than what we paid for Schmeichel, you know.
No. Did you buy him straight from us? You did,
He'll
right?
buy him from you.
Yeah,
that was when you had that Was it the owner? Was it
Cellino, was it?
It might have been. They wanted
Schmeichel
wanted to leave.
No, it'd have been Bates. Sorry,
yeah, Ken Bates.
Yeah,
that Ken Bates. He didn't like him either, did he? And Ken Bates sold him for £5 million, and look where you lot landed up after that.
I know.
Leicester
went from strength to strength, man.
We did.
Yeah, Jamie Vardy used to play for my hometown, Halifax.
He did.
And then I think he went to Fleetwood. And did you pay $1 million for him from Fleetwood?
£1 million from Fleetwood, yeah. And look where that's got him now.
What a signing, eh? I love Jamie Vardy.
Joe, where do you place Vardy then in the top Premier League strikers? Where do you place him of all time?
He's got to be up there, bro. He's got to be up there because, do you know what? I think we've had to listen. I'm not saying he's nowhere near as good as Harry Kane, right? Yeah. But at the end of the career, regardless of how many goals Harry Kane will have scored, and I know this is a bit of a mad comparison, but I remember Locks and Matt having a debate over this. But ultimately, when you get to the end of the career, it's about trophies in the cabinet.
What you've won.
And Jamie Vardy's won a Premier League and an FA Cup. And
my man's won shit.
This is what I'm saying. And for Jamie Vardy to come from where he's come from as well, like I say, playing for Halifax Town, then Fleetwood, all them teams, it's amazing, mate. And I just think, for me, I really like him. He's a shithouse. He's just normal bloke. I think he's got to be up there, hasn't he? He's got to be up there. How many Premier League goals has he scored, bro? Do you know? Like, it's got to be a lot, hasn't it? I don't know how much. I'm gonna have to have a look.
I think he's past 120, isn't he? 130.
And then obviously he broke the record for consecutive games as well.
And that's in the Leicester City side, Joe. Remember, not in a Liverpool team.
No, exactly. That's what I mean. We were talking about it the other day because I think Haaland had scored in like 6 or 7 consecutive games.
7.
And we were saying, do you think he could break Vardy's record, which was 11, I think, was it?
11 and 11, yeah.
But he hasn't, has he?
12,
you know,
12, no.
Yeah, he
still got time though.
Oh yeah, still got time, definitely. But no, Jamie Vardy's got to be right up there, hasn't
he? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
If you find out how many goals he scored, then Joe, because I can't think off the top of my head.
Oh, I'll have a look. Do you think though now, having seen Leicester a couple of times, do you think his legs are going, Jack?
Vardy?
Yeah.
See, a lot of Leicester fans.
Has he scored this season yet?
No.
No.
He did in pre-season against Preston. See, the thing is with Vardy, he's not going to get any younger. He's now 30-odd. He's at that stage of his career where, you know, he's not going to get any younger. And I guess he's gone less pace now than what he was before. He's had injuries and that, though. I guess that's caught him up a bit. Signed a new 2-year contract with Leicester as well because he's loyal to the club. He'll retire here. But for me, with Vardy, you've always got to have that striker good enough to replace him. And I don't think we've found that in Iheanacho and Daka.
No, yeah. What do you make to Daka? Has he been the one leading the line then in all the games? Like,
Daka's good if you can play him as a 2. And you've got creativity behind him. But when you play Daka as Brendan Rodgers plays him now as a 1 up front, he's just chasing like a headless chicken. And he on Saturday against Palace, he created everything, but he wasn't scoring. And it's just like he created for other players. And you're thinking, why are you on the wing when you should be down the middle? And Barnes should be doing that job or someone like that. And Daka will get better, I feel, if you play him as a 2, but Rodgers is never going to play him that way. No. And I think that's knocking the confidence out of him as a potentially good striker that he can be, for what we brought him for from the Austrian Bundesliga. Because he's got bare goals in that league.
Yeah. Well, what do you make to, is it Samari as well? Because Leeds United were after
Samari from Lille.
Yeah, how's he been?
See, Samari's good. If you start him and you give him the run of games, you know, he's been a bit homesick and he's had personal problems and that's affected him since he's been at Leicester. But he could be a good midfielder, Samora. He's not just a central defensive midfielder. He's an all-round midfielder. He loves to win the ball. He's a strong tackler in that. And I just feel with Samora, if you can get the confidence out of him, then he can play that way. But then I say the French league's different to the Premier League. It's more quicker, more fluent thing, stuff like that. So I guess that's affecting his game, that the Premier League's not like the French League. French League's just slow, isn't it? It's just Mbappe and Neymar and Messi.
It's true. It's true. But I've just checked. Jamie Vardy scored 133, mate.
133.
Yeah. It's not bad going, is it?
He scored past some legends of the game, though, hasn't he, in the Premier League, if you look at him in that list.
Yeah, definitely he will have, 100%.
He's not far from the top 10, though, is he, Vardy?
No, he won't be. I wouldn't have thought so, mate. So, amazing.
Let me go through a team selection then. Yeah, I'll go for Danny Ward, because that's obviously what he's going to go for. Castagne, Wout Faz, Daniel Amati, James Justin, Tielemans, Samori, Keenan Dewsbury Hall, Daka, Barnes, Perez. See, that looks like a weak side, doesn't it? If you
so will Perez come in for Maddison?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd assume so.
Yeah.
Because he ain't going to play Iheanacho and bloody Daka as the two up front. So I think he'll go for Perez, which will be the easy option. But then I say Samori, it might be Papi Mendy. So it depends who he feels is going to be more better in that position against Leeds. Because Mendy's one of them small sort of players who you won't know is around you. He's just like text the ball and that's it. So he's more of a tough tackler. He might not be the biggest, but he's still one of them who gets stuck in, Joe.
And will you expect Leicester to try play out from the back? What's it been like this season?
Play round the back, go forward, go backwards, back again, around the back again. Teams are pressing us, and we've made the mistakes, and then we switch off normally in the second half. So we played a Palace side at the weekend, very poor. The poorest I've seen Palace play.
They beat us. They beat us. Yeah, I watched. I seen some of it. The 0-0.
And we were poor, and Palace were poor. It was just two poor sides who couldn't really get a scruff of the neck of the game. And if it were a better side like a Man City or something, they'd have thrown us at half time. How poor we was, but we played a Forest side, and they were absolute crap.
Yeah. If Brendan Rodgers tries to play out from the back, then I think we beat you.
If you play that way you played against Chelsea, you'll definitely beat him.
Yeah, but if he looks at it and says, right, what I want to do is just knock it over and beat the press and look for Daka, look for a Vardy, then Leicester have a big chance. But I genuinely believe if he wants Wout Fess and these guys to try play out from the back with our counter press, I think we'll beat you.
Do you play high line?
Yeah, I mean it depends really, mate.
That's where Daka.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure he will. What with that pacing behind, but the thing is that about Leeds, we play so narrow, bro. We play so narrow that there's so much space, behind the fullbacks. Crystal Palace tried to exploit that, so. Listen, play out from the back. I hope you do, and hopefully we'll catch you. And if we get the first goal, I think we'll go on and win the game.
Talk to me about key players then, Joe, for Leeds, who the Leicester need to look out for. Is Aronson one of them?
Aronson, yeah, definitely. So good. So tenacious, so aggressive. They call him the Medford Messi.
What about Rodrigo?
No, I don't rate him, bro. I'm not his fan.
He was your top scorer at one point. Is he still a top scorer?
Yeah, he probably is, yeah. I just don't rate him, bro. Never have. He's been rubbish. He had a bit of a hot streak and everyone's getting giddy and all this sort of stuff, but that's a great save. Dean Henderson.
Still 0-0.
Still 0-0, mate. Yeah, Wolves are beating Palace, though. Wolves. Adama Traore scored. There's a shock.
I think I said that in the Premier League predictions yesterday.
Oh, there you go. So Tyler Adams is one to watch out for in the middle of the park. Really, really good player. Really good. Been my favourite player of the season. And then I'm going to say Patrick Bamford as well, because I think he's going to score. And when he does score, he's going to score a couple. And he's due a goal now. So provided he starts, I think.
And he's playing the right team for it.
Exactly, mate. So let's do it. Let's have it.
Key players, I'm going to go for Barnes, Daka, and Tillemans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joe, I know you're going on about memorable game. We talked about it. I've got 2 memorable games. Which ones are there? The 4-0 win over you lot in the Premier League where Nally scored that cracker. And the one when Stephen Howard scored that big header in the 1-0 win at the KP back in League One.
League One days,
2 memorable games.
Yeah, there you go. Do you remember? This is what I'm saying. I remember being down in League One, bro. And when we were down there, you had Forest, you had yourselves, you had Southampton. Because I think Southampton went up and up, didn't they? Do you remember when they had like Ricky Lambert and all them folks?
Yeah, they were beaten at one point. We beat them in the Championship when they came up from League One.
Yeah. So, I mean, them days are dark days, bro. Dark days, the League One days.
That's what porridge for Rodrigo, big Stevie Howard.
Do you know what I used to love?
Could you picture one, though, Joe? A memorable game for Leeds, Leicester?
I couldn't, mate, no.
Probably the one where you beat us 3-1.
We'll take that one. We'll take that one. We'll take that one,
I'll pick a game for you.
Yeah, exactly. But I tell you what I will say, when I was younger, I used to like Leicester, man. I remember Steve Guppy. Yeah. Yeah. Muzzy Izzet. What a baller Muzzy Izzet was, by the way.
Legend.
Yeah. Top player. I think he played in the World Cup for Turkey, right? Did he play for Turkey at some point? Muzzy Izzet. You had Ian Walker.
Ian Walker.
With the curtains, do you remember?
Big long hair, Ian Walker. Played for Tottenham.
Yeah. Didn't he play for yous though? No.
Yeah, he played for us.
Yeah. Who else was there? Robbie Savage, obviously.
It's his birthday today. You can wish him happy birthday if you want.
Nah, is it it?
Do you know what? I don't understand him. He played for Leicester.
Yeah.
But then he just doesn't like talk well about Leicester. It's always negative.
Yeah, he's just that character, isn't he, bro? He's just that character.
But yeah.
Mate, you've won a Premier League, bro. You've won a Premier League. That's amazing.
I wouldn't afford to in my lifetime, you know.
Nah, exactly. I wish we
5,000 to 1 that season were just incredible to watch.
And then to win an FA Cup as well. And
what were you like from a
amazing,
neutral fan of yourself watching Leicester that season? Could you actually believe it happening?
No. Not even till towards the end, you're like, no, they're going to mess up. It was amazing, bro, of course. I remember the scenes, man, when they won it and they were all like partying and that. Do you remember
when the Chelsea game when Hazard got that,
Christian Fuchs, all them goals. Yeah, amazing, man. It's it just shows you that you can never say never in football, bro. Never say never. You just never know.
That's it. Joe, talk to me about score prediction
then. Just because of the record we had that you put up earlier on, that we've only kept 2 clean sheets, I do think you will score, and it probably will be Harvey Barnes. But I think Leeds United will win the game, so I'm going to go 2-1.
2-1. I'm going to go 2-2.
No, I wouldn't take. If we beat Fulham, I would take a point, but we just can't get beat, Leeds. You can't get beat.
No, I think Leicester need a right kick up the arse at the minute, and you know, if Rodgers does get the sack, then maybe it'll be the final straw against Leeds. But Joe, thank you for coming on, mate.
Thank you, Jack. Thanks for having me. Yeah, great lad.
And I'll catch up with you in the away fixture.
Yeah, man. Will do. Definitely.
Cheers, mate.
See you later.
That was Joe from the Just Joe football show. Great lad. Great chat. But yeah, go check out Joe's channel, Just Joe Football Show. Great lad. If you're neutral, head over there and give him a subscribe. Remember, guys, if you've enjoyed tonight's show, smash a like on Facebook, smash a like on YouTube, subscribe to The Final Whistle if you can. If you're watching on playback, please go and do so. It'd be really much appreciated. What else have we got left then? The last one, the Premier League predictions, week 12 then. Go and check out that. Go and see what I predicted ahead of tonight's games up until Thursday. And let's see if I can get any correct. I went for Traore to score against Crystal Palace. I've got that, but hopefully the result matches. But yeah, go check out the Premier League predictions. Week 12. Right then, I'm off. Thanks for watching. This is Jack from the Final Whistle saying good night. Have a great evening, everyone. And I'll be back very soon. Again, look out for the match day vlog as Leicester take on Leeds on Thursday. That'll be uploaded Friday. The review show will be live on Friday night from 7 o'clock to see what happened in the Premier League encounter between Leicester and Leeds, of course. The Premier League predictions will be back for the weekend. And yeah, we've also got the Wolves versus Leicester match preview. So bye-bye, everyone. Have a great rest of the evening, and I'll catch you in a bit.